JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, bar owner shot dead, man wounded in Manchester armed robbery. A bar owner is dead, and one of his patrons injured following an armed robbery in Huntley, Manchester on Wednesday night. Residents named the deceased as Christopher Stults, otherwise called Blocks or Rabbit. Preliminary reports are that about 8:30 p.m., Stults was at his bar in the northwest Manchester community with patrons when four masked gunmen entered and held up the establishment. The gunmen reportedly demanded cell phones, cash, among other valuables, from patrons at the bar before shooting Stults in his upper body multiple times. One of the patrons was also shot and wounded during the robbery. The gunmen reportedly fled the scene in two cars. The injured men were taken to hospital, where Stults was pronounced dead and the other man admitted in critical condition. The incident resulted in a strong contingent of police and soldiers in the usually quiet community up to late Wednesday night. Since Monday, Manchester has recorded murders nightly, with 3 people being killed up to Wednesday. Racehorse trainer accused of throwing acid on his brother. A 52-year-old racehorse trainer has been charged by police following an acid attack at his home in Vineyard Town, St. Andrew on Sunday. Devon Wint was charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm after he was accused of throwing the substance on his brother were to seek medical attention. Reports received indicate that on Sunday afternoon, a heated argument developed between Wint and his wife over the telephone about a video being circulated in the community. The video was said to be of Wint performing a sexual act with a female in the area. Police said on reaching home, Wint approached his brother and they got into an argument. During the disagreement, the police said a bottle of acid was opened and some thrown on the brother. The police assisted the victim to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was treated and released. Following investigations, Wint was subsequently charged and given station bail. No court date was given for the accused. Teen stamps twin brother during domino game. A 14-year-old student of a Manchester school is in the custody of the Warsaw Police in Trelawney after he allegedly stabbed his twin brother yesterday. The teen is expected to be charged with wounding with intent. Police report that the boys, who live in Warsaw, were playing a game of dominoes when an argument developed. The teen reportedly used a knife to stab his brother, who is a student of a school in Trelawney. The injured twin was taken to hospital, where he was admitted. His condition is not considered serious. Illegal guns seized in St. Thomas, 2 men arrested. The police in St. Thomas say they've arrested 2 men after they were found with an illegal gun and several rounds of ammunition in the Orange Walk community. The men, whose identities have not been released, were observed by a team of lawmen behaving in a suspicious manner. On seeing the police, one of the men removed the bag he was carrying from his back and handed it to his accomplice, who made an escape attempt. It was quickly intercepted with the bag. The bag was searched, and a Glock pistol with a magazine containing 15 rounds was found inside. Both men were taken into custody pending further investigations.
Some people might say, why me come now apologize to you now? I should apologize in the first initial stage. But to me feel so nervous well for people them and so I couldn't. Jamaica, I'm sorry for what me do. And the vendors, the street vendors, I'm sorry for what me do.
Crab Circle could reopen in another month. Crab Circle in Kingston could reopen in another month once the measures recommended by the Kingston and the St. Andrew Health Department have been put in place. The popular street side eatery was ordered closed by the Health Department on October 5 over sanitary concerns, and the facility has since been cleaned and sanitized. Speaking in an interview on Wednesday, Mayor of Kingston Delroy Williams said that among the issues highlighted by the Health Department was that the location lacks bathroom facilities and adequate water. We will not be constructing any sanitary facilities on the sidewalk. We're looking at alternatives to what they already have, because, as I have said, a lot of the vendors have in place private arrangements for the use of sanitary facilities, which they do use, he noted. The Kingston mayor said the vendors will be undergoing training and certification in partnership with the Heart and Estate Trust. They will begin the small food facility operations course beginning next week, and that course will go a far way. After that, there will be different courses that they'll continue to do. That, I believe, is a major start. And then we're looking at additional things that we can do to the area, which we're discussing with the Public Health Department, he noted. The mayor described the unsanitary act by a vendor, which led to the closing of Crab Circle, as disgusting and disappointing, noting that it has affected food vendors across Jamaica. He shared that the vendors at Crab Circle share similar sentiments and have extended their apologies. We have to take the opportunity. We have to look for the way forward. We have to find the solutions. And a part of the solution for me has to be training and certification. And there has to be focus also on the individual and changing their practices, Williams said. Transport Authority warns PPV operators against overcharging. The Transport Authority says it will be taking a zero-tolerance approach to overcharging by public passenger vehicle operators amid an impending fare increase. Bus and taxi fares are to go up by 19% come Sunday, October 15. The authority is warning operators to abide by the prescribed fares. The transport regulator says operators found to be unlawfully deceiving passengers as to the fare for a journey will be prosecuted and may be fined up to $100,000 if convicted. The authority is urging commuters who experience acts of overcharging to report these incidents. How you can make a report? Call toll-free 1-888-991-5687 or 876-926-8912. Or you can WhatsApp images or videos to 876-551-8196 or 876-279-8515. Witness recorded over 120 phone conversations with Beachy Stout, a cell phone that Denverlin Minot began to use following the 2020 murder of Tonio McDonald. Secretly recorded around 120 telephone conversations between himself and Tonio's husband, Everton Beachy Stout McDonald, who was charged for her killing. Minot told the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston on Wednesday that he went into the settings on the phone and selected an option that activated call recording. After numerous failed attempts to collect the $3 million, he said it was promised by the Portland businessman Beachy Stout for the murder of Tonio. "Me never get the $3 million payment. I never get no money at all," Minot, the second witness in the murder trial of Beachy Stout and his co-accused Oscar Barnes, said in his testimony. Minot pointed out that Beachy Stout made him an offer whilst he insisted and convinced him to kill Tonio, despite him telling the businessman that he did not know how to do those things. "I feel depressed because him say, 'Now let me down,'" he said. Beachy Stout's wife Tonio was killed on July 20, 2020 in Sherwood Forest, Portland. Her body and her car were burned after she was stabbed multiple times and her throat slashed. Beachy Stout allegedly contracted Minot to kill Tonio, who he accused of cheating on him with a policeman and other men. Meanwhile, in a shocking revelation in court on Wednesday, Minot claimed he had a sexual relationship with Tonio McDonald. The relationship was intimate. She used to give him trouble with me. I was part of her life, like relationship, having sex with her. It ended because she's dead, Minot claimed. Apart from suspecting that his wife was cheating, the witness said Beachy Stout also accused her of stealing over $30 million from him. Minot said he agreed to kill Tonio after Beachy Stout offered him $3 million to do the job. Without any down payment or deposit from Beachy Stout, Minot said he contracted Barnes to kill Tonio because he himself didn't have the skills or knowledge to stab her and cut her throat, as was the alleged wish of her husband. Minot pleaded guilty for being the contractor in the murder and was sentenced to more than 19 years in prison. He later agreed to become crown witness and decided to give testimony against Beachy Stout and Barnes. Minot claimed that after Barnes, the alleged killer, completed the job, he began to press him about the payments he was to get for carrying out the murder. After the killing, Mr. Barnes again, but not the last week of July. So I leave my house with my wife and one of my sons on a Tuesday morning at about 9 o'clock. And I asked the taxi man to bring my wife to Kingston to work. When I reached Another Bay, I asked the taxi man to stop so I could go and see Mr. Barnes. But he wasn't there beside the Chinese supermarket, Minot said, in reference to the business establishment that is beside an alley where he said he met up with Barnes on numerous occasions. Me turned away and went back in the car, and then we head off to Kingston. Mr. Barnes at even about 3 p.m. at the Chinese supermarket, and him asked if it was the money me bring for him, and me tell him no. Me tell him so me have got to talk to Beachy Stout, and so him asked me how long would I take to get it. I tell him would I meet him at the town. I walked away. I spoke to him again one Wednesday in Port Antonio. We meet up at a taxi stand, and me took him on William Street for him to get the money. I took him to a bar, and I told him to wait while I get the money for him. I headed to Beachy Stout supermarket on William Street, and me never see him, but me talked to the security. Me turn back and go back to Barnes and said that the boss was busy right now when I have to check him back. And Barnes say, You have me do things I'm not supposed to do. Me want the money. And him just walk away with vexation on his face and me never meet with him again. The witness went on to tell the court that he saved phone conversations between himself and the Beachy Stout under the name Vibes Cartel in the event someone found the phone and the memory card. He assumed that anyone who found it would think it was music on the chip. According to Minot, he handed the phone over to the police when they came and searched his house, then arrested him in August 2020. About 5 o'clock in the Monday morning, me did on the house with one of my sons and me hear somebody play the door lock. Me get up and go out the window and draw the curtain and peep outside, but me never say anything. So me go back to my room and then me hear the front door playing with again. So me go in my son's room to look and he was still in bed. Me come in my room and me took up my machete and me went to the door and me asked, who that? The person said police. Bubla opened the door. Me asked him to come to the window so me can prove say police. Told him come to the window with an envelope with a search warrant. Me opened the door and the police them come in and took up a bag with some receipt. Them take me ID and 650,000 US dollars in a bogus money. The police handcuffed me, lock up the house, and carry me and my son to Kingston. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.